My husband has forgotten almost everything. He forgot our wedding, he forgot our children's faces, he forgot the year. But he has never once forgotten that I am not his wife. His name is Daniel. We have been married 31 years. The doctors call it early onset and aggressive. They told me to cherish what was left. Every morning I bring him coffee, 2 sugars, the way he likes it. And every morning he looks up and asks the same gentle question. "Where's Margaret?" he says, soft and polite, like a man asking a stranger for the time. I am Margaret. I have always been Margaret. The first time I laughed it off. It's the disease, I thought. The doctor warned me it takes faces first. He simply can't place mine. So I would remind him, it's me, Daniel, it's Margaret. He would study me a long moment, then shake his head. No, you're not. He never argued about anything else. Not the year, not the house, not the children he no longer knew. Every other correction washed over him. But that one thing he held like a stone in his fist. He would forget he had ever asked, then ask again, same words, same quiet certainty. You're not Margaret, where did she go? I called our daughter Claire. She is 30, careful, the kind who reads instructions twice. She drove up that weekend and sat with him an hour. She came into the kitchen afterward with red eyes. It's the disease, Mom. He doesn't mean it. Don't take it to heart. I wanted so badly to believe her. So I made it a prayer. Each night in the bathroom mirror, I said it until it sounded true. It's the disease. It's only the disease. For a while that worked. Then the small things began, and no matter how I said the words, I could not say them loud enough to cover the sound. I went looking for our wedding album. I wanted to set my young face beside his, see the proof that the bride was me, and call myself a fool for ever doubting it. The album was right where it had always been. There was Daniel, thin and grinning, 31 years younger. And beside him, the woman in white. I did not recognize her. I told myself it was the years, the cheap film, the way old photographs flatten a face into a stranger's. But I know my own hands. The bride in the photo had a thin scar across her thumb. I held mine to the light. I have never had a scar. I sat there a long time. Something opened under me, quiet and bottomless, like a missing stair in the dark. I did not let myself name what it was. I closed the album and did not look again. That night it rained hard against the bedroom glass, a sound like fingers tapping to let in. Daniel sat up and stared at the closed door. She's still out there, he said, calm, certain. You locked her out. You've been locking her out of this house for years. I asked who he meant. He turned to me, and for one moment the cloud lifted from his eyes. They were clear and certain and afraid. Margaret, he said, my wife. You came to the door in her place and you smiled at us, and God help us, we let you in. It's the disease, I told myself. I said it twice, where he couldn't hear how thin it had gotten. The rain would not let me finish the prayer. After that, I checked the locks. Every night, every door, the way you humor a frightened child. Front door, back door, the cellar, all secure. I don't know why it comforted me. If she was already inside me, what good was a lock? But I checked them anyway. It gave my hands something to do. Then one night, while I tested the front door, I heard it. A knock, not from the door under my hand, from somewhere down the hall. From our bedroom, 3 slow knocks from inside a room with one person in it. And that person could no longer get out of bed alone. I went down the hall. My own footsteps sounded like someone walking behind me. I opened the bedroom door. Daniel lay exactly where I had left him. His hands were folded on the blanket, still nowhere near the door. He was smiling at me. His eyes were wet and they were clear. "She knocks now," he said. "She's learning the house from the inside the way you did. Soon she won't have to knock at all." I did not sleep. I sat at the kitchen table until the windows turned gray, saying it to the dark. "It's the disease, it's only the disease." But the words had no weight left in them. In the morning, I called Claire. I needed someone alive to tell me who I was. "Claire," I said, "tell me about when you were small. Tell me something only your mother would know." "Please, I need to hear it." There was a silence on the line, far longer than it should have been. When she finally spoke, her voice had gone careful and thin. "Mom," she said, "why are you asking me this?" And I understood from the fear under those words that she could not answer. She had no memory of me. Neither did I. I reached back for my own childhood, a mother, a street, one Christmas, and found a smooth wall where all of it should be. I made myself breathe. I had a husband. I had a daughter. I had 31 years of marriage, and not one of them I could remember living. I only remembered being here, in this house, at this door, smiling at a man who kept asking where his wife had gone. I went to him. I knelt by the bed and begged. "Where is she? Tell me where Margaret is. Tell me what I did to her." He looked at me with a terrible kindness. "You haven't done anything yet," he said. "You're still becoming her. That's the only reason I can still tell. I'm the last one who remembers her real face," he said. "When I forget it, there'll be no difference left to see. You'll just be Margaret." And finally I understood. The disease was not lying to him. The disease was the thing burning the truth away, one memory, one witness at a time. Every name he lost, every year gone dark, was one more person who could have said I was not her. When the last one went out, I would be complete. I should have felt horror. I sat there and waited for it to come, the way you wait for cold water to reach you. But underneath, in a place I could not reach, what rose instead was relief. Because I was tired of being told no. Tired of the photograph, the scar, the question every morning. I wanted finally to just be his wife. That was the worst of it, not that I was the thing at the door. That part of me was ready to stop fighting and let it finish. His decline sped up after that. He forgot how to hold a spoon. He forgot Claire. He forgot the rain, the locks, the name of the house. But every morning, weaker than the last, he still found my face and asked it. Where's Margaret? Quieter each day, a candle burning lower. I would bring his coffee, 2 sugars, and wait for the question. It was the only proof I had left that I was not yet real. As long as he asked, there was still a Margaret to ask after. As long as he asked, I had not finished taking her place. This morning, I brought the coffee in. I set it on the table by the bed. I sat on the edge of the mattress and waited for the question. He looked at me a long time. His eyes were soft and empty, the cloud all the way through now. Nothing clear was left in them. And then he smiled, warm and icy. The smile of a man waking beside the woman he has loved for 31 years, and he said my name. Good morning, Margaret, he said. And it fit, it settled over me like it had always been mine. And no one was left who knew it hadn't. I waited to feel like a monster. I sat very still and waited. Instead, the wall behind me closed, smooth and final, and a borrowed life poured in. Claire is driving up this weekend. She still can't remember her childhood either. I've started leaving the front door unlocked, so the next one won't have to knock.